At first, the little prince lived all alone on a tiny planet called asteroid B612. The planet was so small that with just a few steps forward or backward, he could see the sun set or rise again. Because of this, the little prince could enjoy 43 beautiful sunsets in a single day. The place was so small that the little prince knew, if he had a sheep, he could never lose it. After all, where could it go? The planet was tiny, there was nowhere for the sheep to run. One day, a delicate and beautiful rose bloomed on the planet. From the moment they met, the little prince fell deeply in love with her. The little prince was willing to do anything for his rose. He loved her, protected her, and pampered her as she grew under the glass dome. Though she basked in the endless adoration of the little prince, the rose remained ever so prideful and capricious. She would tell the little prince, with graceful arrogance, that she was the only rose on his planet. And because he possessed such a rare and singular bloom, she believed that he, too, would become truly remarkable. The pride and teasing of the rose made the little prince very sad. So he left their shared home, the asteroid B612, in frustration, and that's when his journey across the universe began. When the little prince was about to leave, the rose felt a deep regret in her heart. She confessed her love to him, but still, out of pride, she didn't ask him to stay. She said, "Go on, I can be on my own. Look, I have sharp thorns. I'm not afraid of anything. I can protect myself." And so, the little prince left his planet, leaving behind the rose he loved so much. During his long journey, the little prince never stopped thinking about his rose. One day, he arrived on Earth and came across a vast sea of roses. Each one looked just like the rose he had on his planet. The little prince cried because he felt his flower had lied to him. She once told him that she was the only one of her kind in the whole world, but here he found 5,000 roses, and they all looked exactly the same. As he was crying, a little fox came up to him. The fox asked, "Why are you crying?" The little prince told the fox, "I always thought I had a one-of-a-kind flower, but it turns out I only have an ordinary rose. So why can't I ever forget about my rose?" The little fox listened carefully to the little prince's story. The little fox smiled at the little prince and said, "It's only with the heart that one can truly see. What is most important is invisible to the eyes. It's because of the time and care you've given to your rose that she has become so precious." The little prince finally understood. To any ordinary passerby, his rose was no different from the other 5,000 roses. But to him, she was beyond compare, more precious than all the rest. She was the one he had watered with his own hands, the one he sheltered under the glass dome and protected from the winds. It was he who tenderly removed the caterpillars from her delicate leaves. For countless days and nights, he had listened to her speak of her joys and sorrows, her pride and her vanity, and even her silent moments. She was, after all, his rose, his one and only.
It's been so long. Could my flower be thirsty? Could it be bullied by caterpillars? Could it be struggling with the cold wind blowing through?
The little prince bid farewell to the fox and returned to his distant planet. To his dismay, he found his beloved rose, weakened and on the verge of wilting, having been neglected in his absence. Yet when she saw him, her joy blossomed, and her once prideful demeanor softened. No longer wrapped in vanity, she welcomed him with warmth and humility. From that day on, the rose and the little prince lived happily together, their hearts entwined by the lessons learned, and their bond growing ever stronger. Sweetie, this story teaches us 5 important lessons. First, love and responsibility. True love comes with responsibility and care, just like how the little prince cared for his rose. Second, Value of time. The time you spend with someone makes them special and unique. Third, understanding others. In The Little Prince, the theme of understanding others is particularly conveyed through the relationship between the little prince and his rose. The rose is vain and demands attention, which frustrates the little prince. However, over time, he learns to understand her insecurities and realize that her demanding nature is her way of expressing vulnerability and need for care. This is subtly expressed in their dialogues, where the rose's pride masks her deep feelings for the little prince. The turning point happens when the little prince meets the fox, who tells him that relationships are about creating bonds. This lesson helps the little prince understand that even though his rose might have flaws and be hard to deal with, she is special because he has given her his love and time. Fourth, relationships take effort and care. We must nurture the bonds we have. The fox said, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." This emphasizes the importance of understanding what lies beyond appearances, which directly applies to the prince's reflection on his relationship with the rose. Fifth, last but not least, the garden of love and understanding. What if, upon his return to his own planet, the little prince finds that the rose has not changed her prideful and capricious ways toward him? What should he do, dear children? In a world filled with countless roses, do not cling to the thorns of just one. Beyond the single bloom that pricks your heart, there lies a garden vast and free. Seek the souls that nurture, the hearts that understand, and love you for who you truly are. For love is not a chain that binds you to one who demands, but a bond that grows, a gift that flows in those who cherish the time you share. Do not be swayed by the flower that only takes, for the true beauty lies in the blossoms that give back. So, sweetie, don't focus too much on someone who only asks for more and more, and forget that real love is about caring for each other. Like a rose garden, life is full of people who will love us for who we truly are. We shouldn't cling to those who only take from us, but instead, seek out those who give back and nurture us. Love is a bond that goes both ways, not a chain that ties us to someone who only demands. We should find those who understand us and help us grow. So, as you grow, may you take your time and learn the art of making choices, gently, wisely, and with a heart full of wonder.